name is Hannah Hayes, and I'm a high schooler from Iowa. You said earlier today that transitioning to renewable energy has the people and capital to support it. So with enough investment in renewables, the development of energy storage technology to soon meet Iowa's energy needs, and support from the government system through Inflation Reduction Act funding, why hasn't Berkshire Hathaway Energy truly invested in the future by accelerating retirement plans for the coal plants, which have high operating costs and are currently Iowa's biggest carbon polluter and will continue to be until they're finally retired in 2049, which is too late to be curbing emissions according to the IPCC?
Yeah, it's very interesting. We in Iowa, we have actually produced more wind energy than is used, the total amount of energy used by our customers, but it's not producible 24 hours a day necessarily. So there's problems. And incidentally, in Iowa, a significant majority of counties welcome us when we come around and want to put in wind, and some don't want it. I mean, there's a not in my backyard someplace. There's other places where they love the money they get from a small plot of ground, and people they like the taxes that are paid. But I would say that if there's one state in the union that stands out in the development, it's Iowa. But what's also interesting in Iowa is that we have one other major company. There's always loads of little co-ops and all kinds of things that sell electricity, but we have one major competitor, and our prices are significantly lower. And as a matter of fact, we are now in the Omaha Public Power District, and 3 miles or 4 miles away, we're selling electricity in Iowa, and we are selling it cheaper, even though public power was invented in Nebraska and has been I think it's, George Norris did it back in the 1930s, and it's Nebraska's resisted to some extent wind power more than Iowa, but like I say, our competitor or alternate source hasn't really pursued it the way we have. But I would say that our record in wind and solar has not been topped by any utility in the United States. And of course, it's been aided by the fact that most utilities pay out 70 or 80% of earnings in dividends. And we haven't taken a common dividend out of, we had a little tiny preferred, we haven't taken a common dividend out of it. For 20 years, we reinvested, I don't know how many billion. That's the reason why the earnings have gone from 200 million to 4 billion, but we're not earning a higher rate of return on capital than we were when we started. We just put way more capital into the business as we went along, kept reinvesting the capital. So I wish Greg were here to tell you more details about it, but I would say that we'd really put up Berkshire Hathaway Energy's record against any utility in the United States. Charlie, you watched it.
Well, I have, and I'm not personally at all sure how bad the global warming is going to be. I don't think anybody knows for sure whether the seas are going to rise 2 inches or 20 feet. And so I think there's a lot of false claims here in a world where much is not known.
Yeah, Wyoming, there is a lot of wind in Wyoming, and we are building transmission line to extend out through the West. But it was World War II, and they told us to do it, and we had a czar in Washington that could say, just get it done. Like they said to Henry Kaiser on building ships, you can't believe how far ahead we would be now from where we are. But we've got the money, we've got the know-how, and we do spend about, this year, our depreciation in our utility company is on the order of $4 billion. And we spend maybe $3 billion additional to that. So maybe we spend $7 billion. And there are very few companies in the utility industry that are spending, that percentage of their depreciation. But we'd love to be spending more. But there are people all over that don't want the pipeline to go through there, or they don't want the tower, whatever it may be. And that is the problem of a democracy. And even, as I mentioned, within Iowa, you've got a great many counties great majority of the counties, I think, but welcome the wind power, and you've got some counties that don't like it. And we're obviously going to work with the ones that want to work with us. We do not have the ability to go in and tell anybody what to do on that. And there's a Public Utility Commission in every state that basically governs what we earn on it, what we do, and that's the way the industry is developed. And that's not bad, unless you get into things that in effect extend. They're part of a countrywide system rather than a statewide system.
I think also that even if we weren't worried about global warming, it would make sense to shift to renewables to conserve our hydrocarbons. There's certain things hydrocarbons can do that nothing else can do, and there are only so much of them there. Why not be cautious in conserving them?
And the cost, they've gotten so much more efficient too. I mean, the wind stuff. I mean, if you look at what we're doing now, those towers are way more efficient. But there's a lot of people that are talking that they're talking about things that can't be done, and then
there's a lot of nonsense in this field.
Yeah.
If you like nonsense, this is the field for you.
No. Well, we're in the field, so
I know.
Okay, back.